So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right? They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200-meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
Now, all the Tuckers want is an apology and an explanation.
Why did you do it, and why haven't you apologized yet?
What's up, y'all? We're going to discuss this whole Virginia track and field incident where you have one female athlete who is believed to have intentionally struck the other female with a baton. We're going to watch the video, the initial video that came out, listen to the girl, the alleged offender, listen to her parents discuss this situation, and then make sure you stick around to the end where we show some newer footage that has just recently been released, and I'll give my perspective. Let's jump right in. Teen track runner who bashed opponent's head rallies supporters in Virginia after getting assault charge. So, as we've heard, most of y'all have probably heard already, she was charged with an assault. We will call it a battery case here in Las Vegas. As a former police officer, I'm speaking.
So I has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
Before we continue, I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts on this incident? Do you believe that this girl right here, this young lady right here, intentionally struck her, or are you of the mindset that it was an accident? And if you are of that mindset, I want you to stick around, watch the entire video, watch all of the footage that I have to offer, and then you tell me if your opinion has changed.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200-meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this.
Oh, and by the way, that chirping, that ain't me. That's old girl's house. Why can't we fix our smoke alarms, y'all? Somebody help me out with that. I don't get it.
And it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10 video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
Now, if you have people doing all that, that's just unnecessary. But at the same time, again, from the outset, looking at it, it looks as if it was intentional. So I can understand why people would be bothered by it and why people would chime in. But of course, we all know that on social media, folks, a lot of people want to bow up, act tough when they really don't have it. But I'm not criticizing people for criticizing her. But regardless how it went down, she's still a young girl. And if she did it intentionally, it was poor judgment on her part. But if it was accidental, she definitely doesn't need everybody pouncing on her. But again, I'm not giving my personal opinion right now. We're going to watch the rest of these videos, and then I'll tell you exactly how I feel.
VHSL says they are still reviewing the situation, and Portsmouth Public Schools says they will support whatever ruling comes from the league. Markeisha Jackson, 10 on your side.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I did a simple internet search to see if there were any interviews from the victim, and I found this one news clip that I'm going to add in after I finish the video. But just to give you a bit more details and a bit more context, here's that clip right now.
Track and field season came to an end at Tuesday over at Liberty University for Class 3. Well, for one Brookville runner, the end to her season came a little earlier than expected thanks to a vicious in-race attack. Now she and her family want to know why. There's no doubt Kaylin Tucker loves running track for Brookville High School.
I'm very competitive, so I like racing against people or like winning a title and stuff like that.
Already in the Class 3 state finals at LU, Tucker set a new meet record in the 55-meter dash. Now things were looking good for the Bees Junior in the 4x200. Her mother, Tamara Tucker, had a front row seat to the action.
We're used to watching her just pick up where there's any slack. So as she was coming through the curve, I was like, I told my husband, I said, she's doing what she do. She's going to be all right. They're going to get back where they need to be.
So on the back curve, I had kind of got cut off when I tried to pass it the first time. So I let her go ahead. So I knew like when I got fully on the curve that I was just going to have to push through and pass her.
Then out of turn 4, a strike with the metal baton to Tucker's head sends her reeling. Officials immediately disqualified the team from IC Norcom, but the damage was done.
I still can't believe it. I'm still in shock. Like everyone's texting me, checking up on me, and I appreciate that. But like, I'm still trying to take it all in. I can't believe it happened.
Tucker's now dealing with the effects of a concussion and a possible skull fracture. Now all the Tuckers want is an apology and an explanation.
Why did you do it, and why haven't you apologized yet?
Now, Tamara Tucker says she spoke to the VHSL on the phone today, who says they are investigating the incident. I've reached out to the VHSL as well to ask about their investigation. We have not heard back from them as of yet.
All right, again, you've heard that so far. You heard the news report. You heard her mom and dad's side. You heard her side. This is the stuff that just came out. So I'm not sure if this is breaking news to y'all or not. This really clarified it to me. I already had my opinion going in, but this right here really clarified things for me. This is a different angle.
You're physically hurt, but
All right, let's back that up. Watch.
So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right? They're going off of one angle. A couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit. I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit. I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. They're
One more time.
assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this.
Again, now that we've seen additional footage, we've heard her make her argument. Where do you stand now? Personally, I think it was already clear from the get-go what happened. She probably got upset when she felt as if she got cut off, or when she did get cut off. And she reacted by hitting a girl in the head. And right now, what we're seeing with all the emotion, all the crying, is because of such a large backlash, public outcry. People watching the video and seeing her, what clearly looks like she intentionally struck the other girl in the head with the baton. And now she's facing battery charges, assault charges, and she's reacting emotionally because she doesn't want to be seen as a bad person. Now, whether, like I said earlier, whether it was intentional or not, she probably reacted in the moment. And I'm not trying to justify what she did. It was a stupid decision. You can't get pissed off because you've been cut off, whether it was intentional or accidental. So whatever response she's getting, it's primarily due to her own actions, and she needs to be criticized. But the bottom line was, she's ultimately paying the price for her poor decision making. And of course, her parents are going to sympathize with their own child. They're not going to want to believe that their kid could do something like this. But at the same time, you got to be honest. I really have a problem with parents not wanting to believe that their kid can do something bad. Like you look at, and this is somewhat of a similar situation, but not 100%, like the whole Bronny James, LeBron James situation. Stephen A. Smith criticizes the validity of Bronny being a legit player, the worthiness of whether he should be playing with the Lakers, especially considering his poor statistical output so far. And LeBron James gets in his face and like, nah, that's my son. That's my son. Like, F that. And cussing and getting in his face and talking crazy. I think one of the reasons why we are in the situation we're in, especially as Black folks today, is our inability or our lack of desire to honestly critique ourselves and critique those around us, especially even our children. We live in a day where our kids get away with so much nonsense. They're kowtow to, cater to such a degree where we need safe spaces. And we have terms like snowflake. You have people who can't take any kind of heat, any kind of pressure, who everything's a mental health related issue. And they just can't deal with anybody saying anything that might offend them slightly. We have microaggressions. That's the day and age that we're living in. How can a society progress in any way and rear up strong, tough individuals who can take the rigors of a hard life when you have microaggressions and safe spaces? We have to be honest with our children and be able to look at them and tell them, you know what, you screwed up. And you need to actually stand up and be accountable for your actions. And it can lead to situations like this. But those are my thoughts. Let me know how you feel. Comment down below. But before you go, make sure you check out this video right here. I think you'll find it very interesting.